Now, for Jurassic Park 3, I really did not want to get into this particular movie because I flat out hate Jurassic Park 3, and you might see why I hate it. But it's not only the fact that the Spinosaurus kills the T-Rex. It's not just that. As I was saying, it was not just the fact that the Spinosaurus killed the T-Rex. It wasn't just that. It was just how bad the movie was, basically. Like, the characters, besides Alan Grant, the characters were written in a very wrong way. And I am one of those people who support Alan and Ellie being a thing. And I was actually really upset to see that they weren't a thing anymore. Like, they were a thing in the first movie, but they just ended their relationship, and now Ellie's with another dude, and I was like, really? Wow, that's just disappointing. The other characters were written very badly. And the fact that the whole thing was literally a kidnap, like the Kirby's just flat out kidnapped Alan Grant and assumed that he's been on Isla Sorna. Now, I know they didn't know that Alan didn't been on Isla Sorna, but they could have at least considered the possibility about him not being on Isla Sorna. And I'm also kind of confused, how did Alan knew that Isla Sorna existed? Did Ian tell him, or did he find that out from like John Hammond or something like that? Or was it because of that San Diego incident that happened in the Lost World? I don't know. Tell me in the comments below, what do you think? How do you think Alan knew about Isla Sorna? But as I was saying, it was not just the fact that literally the Spinosaurus killed the T-Rex. It was just how fast the fight between the T-Rex and Spino was. Like, it was just like a couple of seconds, and then boom, that freaking fight was just over. Like, the fight scene between Rexy and the Giga was longer. The fight scene between the, like, freaking, like, every fight scene in the Jurassic franchise was always longer, but this particular one was just flat out in, like, 50 seconds. 50 seconds, and then boom, it was over. It was over. Like, that's not how you do a dinosaur battle. You do it in a long way. Now, there are those who are going to say, well, Jurassic Park had a short battle. Well, yes, but at least it lasted longer than a minute. At least it was longer than just 50 seconds. That fight was actually a full minute. And while I am upset that there was no fight scene in Jurassic Park: The Lost World, the action sequence in that movie made up for it. But still, it was just so bad, the fact how literally the film was like. And in my opinion, Jurassic Park 3, it goes to 0, basically. Like, it is just at the bottom of this ranking list. Like the characters were all written very badly, and the fact that the Spinosaurus was just flat out chasing the characters, like it was just chasing the characters through the entirety of the film, and the characters don't even try to figure out why the Spinosaurus is chasing them so much. Like, I know you guys could say, well, neither did the characters in Jurassic World Dominion. Well, there's that, but Fallen Kingdom and Jurassic World did explain somewhat of the origin stories of the Indominus Rex, Indoraptor, and even Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous explained a little bit for the Scorpius Rex, and but, like, still, like, the Raptors, that was understandable. Like, the Raptors were Alan was managed to figure out because of his dumb student who stole some raptor eggs in order to keep their dig site, like, still keeping their dig site just a dig site. Like, but, like, seriously, dude, like, stealing babies, like, honestly, Billy deserved to die in Jurassic Part 3. Like, he did something very stupid. Like, you could say that his character redemption arc in, like, the scene where they're dealing with the Pteranodons was understandable, and the fact that he was somewhat sacrificing himself, but somehow survived at the end of the movie, it was just, like, I don't know, man. Like, I just don't know. Like, this character did the most stupidest thing. He stole raptor eggs. Like, even when I was watching the movie, I was, like, kind of confused. Like, why were the raptors chasing the characters? Like, all over the island. Like, why were they chasing the characters? Until when Alan grabbed the bag and opened it up and saw the raptor eggs, and I was like, oh my god, this character is so dumb. And I do like these raptors. I really do like the fact that they are really, really, really different from the Jurassic Park, the Lost World raptors, and the Jurassic Park raptors. If anything, these raptors are more violent. They're more hostile. They're more aggressive. They are just more deadly. They're very deadly, if you ask me. In that final battle scene between the Spinosaurus and the characters was just so unnecessary. Like if anything, Alan knew that they were being followed by the raptors. Why couldn't he just, like, use, like, the raptor call to call the raptors in to have them come and save their lives? To attack the Spino, because, well, better yet, why not just have Buck and Doe Rex to show up and fight the Spino? Hell, there's someone doing an animation video on YouTube right now. You could just, like, literally look up Jurassic Park 3 alternative ending. And you can see that this person is making a alternative ending to Jurassic Park 3. And honestly, I can't wait to see the full version of that video. Because once it comes out, I'm going to be like, now that is how the movie should have ended. It's like, my God, just go watch the trailer yourselves and just, wow, that, like, seriously, that would be one hell of a way to truly end the Jurassic Park 3 movie. Like, if you had Buck and Joe Rex, like, showed up and looked at the dead T-Rex and like, you can have that dead T-Rex be, like, rather a relative or a friend of Buck and Joe Rex or just another offspring of the two. And, like, having the two pair of T-Rexes, like, track down the Spinosaurus, be like, oh, hell no, this overgrown, sailback freak killed our baby. He's not going to get away with this. Oh, no, we're coming after him. Just like, if this, this film took place on Isla Sorna, and Buck and Joe were clearly on that island. Like, there was a perfect opportunity to bring them in this third film. And the fact that Buck and Joe Rex are more older and more experienced T-Rexes, this will probably be more of a harder battle for freaking the Spinosaurus to handle. Because, like, I've been hearing that the Spinosaurus in Jurassic Park 3 was indeed a juvenile. Well, even though a small part of me doubts that because it behaved like a freaking adult. But still. The juvenile Rex was slightly understandable because it did look smaller compared to the Spinosaurus. And I saw the size comparison between Buck and Joe Rex, and I was like, yeah, that T-Rex was a juvenile because Buck and Joe Rex were slightly taller than that T-Rex. So having the Spinosaurus to fight two T-Rexes that are more experienced than he is would be amazing. In fact, I would like to see how the Spinosaurus will try to fare against two fully grown T-Rex. Like, will he actually try to fight back, or will he actually back down and turn around and walk away? But still, this film, Jurassic Park 3, is not the best film in my opinion. If anything, I hate that film. I hate it, and it should never exist. But at the very least, someone should try to make the ending better. And like I said, there's someone on YouTube trying to make an alternative ending to Jurassic Park 3. And I hope that alternative ending will be good. Because, if anything, I would like to see what would happen if it got an alternative ending. Now moving on to Jurassic Park: The Lost World.